Hi, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Adam Witch here with Defenders USA. A truth I want to talk about. Yesterday I just did a ridiculous workout, and understand I'm in the Phoenix area, southeast Phoenix area, and it was 100 bazillion degrees out, right? And I'm inside a garage, so there's no wind coming through. I don't have a fan in there. So I think in the garage is ranging probably 108, 109 degrees. And humidity was probably in the 30–40%. So it's pretty hot. So very, very hot in there. And I had a ridiculous workout with extremely heavy weights. And as I was doing that workout, I realized that I'd done several things wrong. I had, one, fueled wrong. I ate too late in the morning. I didn't get enough fuel in me. And then I waited far too long throughout the day as I worked on my computer here in the office. I waited too long before the workout to where what fuel I did put in, which again was put in too late, had dissipated during that time frame. My body had flushed most of it, or the nutrients out of it, the stuff that was there. And on top of that, the fuel that I put in my body was not the best of fuels. Now, I tend to be pretty decent in the workout world, but recently I've not been fueling myself with appropriate fuels, putting some sugars in and starches in that when I was in my competing days, physically, that I was doing a lot better because I had better fuels, and now I'm not putting as good of fuels in me. And like a race car, right, the body responds to the better fuels or the bad fuels appropriately or as expected. In this workout, this ridiculous workout, it ended up taking me about twice the amount of time that it should have taken me. For those of you who know what Fran is in the CrossFit world, it was a version of dumbbell Fran with a whole bunch of other stuff involved. And it was just a ridiculous workout, and it should have taken me, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, and it took me 30-something minutes to do because there was a lot more besides the Fran portion of the workout, and it just crushed me. And it was a fuel issue, I knew it. Long time bad fueling for the last couple months, and then inappropriate fueling during the day. Today I was doing a workout again, same type of heat, same place, extremely heavy stuff. And boy, it about crushed me. And I found that in the workout yesterday, I purposely had to sit there and dig deep and pull my determination out because I really wanted to quit. Flat out wanted to quit. And then my fuels were bad. I was discouraged. It just beat me up. I decided no matter what, I'm going to keep going. Today, I had that same thought, but I fueled a little bit better. I worked out at a better time compared to the amount of fuel that was there. And I had the same thought, oh, I just want to quit. I didn't quit. I kept pushing through. Here's the correlation I want to make, right? We in the gun world, right? We work a lot of dry fire, whether it's come from our appendix rig, our side rig, our proper grip, trigger press, all that other stuff. We work a lot of dry fire. I would look at that as the fuel of what you're doing. I've been in some competitions recently. I recently earned a master rating in competition, which I was pretty proud of, moved from A class to M. But I was actually surprised to get there in that in the matches that I had, I won my class, my division 5 times in a row, but the last 2 I hadn't spent as much time in the dry fire. That was my fuel. So I was actually surprised to win in the last 2 because I just kind of slowed down my dry fire work. Right? Your dry fire is your fuel from learning to myelinate and work that draw for shot. So since that last competition, I've started picking up my dry fire process in a sense, meaning I'm fueling the race car that it is when it comes to using a gun, whether it's in competition or later maybe in defensive life. But let's take it a little bit further than that, because here at Defenders, at least for me, and I know I'm speaking for everybody else within our organization, Defenders. Though we are a defensive training company, and we do largely, I'd say probably 70% of what we do is firearms related, not all. We're really not a gun training company. We're really a defensive training company, and I'd really tell you a person training company. We're really trying to enhance people's lives through the teaching that we do. I want to take the workout of yesterday, the whole talk on fuel, the whole talk of fueling your dry fire, and let's put it to other portions of life. Are you fueling your life with the things that you need to live your best life? We could start on the spiritual side. I know for me that when my spiritual side goes down, right, when really the things in my life that I allow to be blockers for me is when I start not paying as much attention to the Lord, or maybe I don't read my Bible on a daily basis and just cleanse the heart, or try to. When I don't spend time before His throne, one, praising Him, asking for His blessing, but at the same time trying to cleanse the sin within my life, and then making sure that I'm walking according to Him and trying to use His wisdom, His Holy Spirit to guide me in my steps. When I don't do those type of things, that's the fuel that when that fuel is low, I see my life begin to unravel in many ways, or not be nearly as purposeful, as purpose-driven, and as efficient and effective, because, you know, maybe I've stepped away from the Lord, though He's not stepped away from me. What about too in your relationships, right? I have several friends who are close friends that I love deeply, are going through some pretty tough times, some pretty hard times. And as I talk to them and try to help them through this, or think through this, or try to just be a listening ear, I oftentimes, I've noticed, I've heard things where the fuel that they're putting in their lives as they go through this is sometimes really, really good, but sometimes the fuel they're putting into their lives trying to work through the harshness that they're going through is oftentimes negative, or it's putting themselves down, or it's focusing on the harsh realities of what they're in, or the loss of gratitude for the life that they do have, and a focal on the negative that's there. That too is the fuel, right? That's the fuel, learning how to shift the mind from the negative to finding the positive, constantly grateful for what we are, yes, enduring the hard times, but pulling our bootstraps up and just keeping going, even when we don't want to and don't feel like it. I noticed for me with my business here with Defenders, right, and then our other company, Crosswind Precision Marksmanship Academy, when I don't throw myself into this and work as efficiently and as thoughtfully as I possibly can, not hard, but it is hard, but try to be as efficient and thoughtful and disciplined in what I do, I see my business begin to go down. That is the fuel that I put into my business, right? Going back to the talking about my friends and for others, the fuel you put into your life, your thought process, your heart process, is part of what the outcomes happen in your life. And I'm asking you to focus on the fuel, just like the fuel in my workout. I had fueled wrong and I paid a heavy price for it yesterday. We need to fuel our lives in a way that is appropriate, right? I know there's many of you out here in the Defenders world that maybe maybe you don't believe in a God. I urge you to do so. Get to know the Lord if you can. The greatest, biggest, highest calling I could possibly have is take this ministry of Defenders USA that hopefully can help you, train you with some gun stuff and defensive mindsets and everything else, and really help, I believe, be a guide towards Christ shed blood on the cross, right? And becoming saved, getting to know Him, but then further on to help you enhance through the morals and ethics and everything that's laid out in this good book, to where you can live the best life you possibly can for your own family, for your own business, for your own happiness, and really for the Lord. But beyond that, taking all the other stuff to grow and enhance your life in every area we possibly can. If we can take all the stuff that we do and translate it in the overall, conceptually, to the other things that we do in our life, I believe we can help enhance others' lives to include even our own. I guess I'm coming back to, without trying to have a whole lot of word salad here, coming back to the constant thought is, what is your fuel? What are you putting into your soul, into your mind, into your eyes, into your hearing, into your heart, right? Is it appropriate dry fire, in a sense, for your own life? Just like this dry fire helps us build good shooting mechanics and good shooting skills and draw stroke skills, all the other stuff, which is far more important than just this, is the fuel of our lives. I'm asking you, are you fueling yourself well and appropriately? Are you disciplined with it? Are you being efficient with what you do? Are you being thoughtful with what you do? And are you doing everything you possibly can to pull yourself out of the ruts where you might be, out of a negative mindset, anything else, to where you can live the life that you deserve and that others deserve you to live for their effect. So simply a message today as I just thought about fuel. It just brought this about, and I hope this is not a convoluted message to you. I think that this has been very important thought process for me, and I simply wanted to communicate it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to this Defenders USA channel that we have. We're on a true mission to do a lot of things to be of a help to people, oftentimes through the use of guns, but it's really the growth of the heart set and the mindset of people that we really want to affect. And however we can do that in a way that builds up more positivity positivity in your life, and from my perspective also hopefully brings you to a better knowledge of, and then maybe even just knowledge of the Lord, we'd love to do so. Again, Adam Winshire with Defenders USA, thank you so much for your time. What's your fuel? What are you living on? And what are you putting in your life? Take care.